testimonies. And now, Christian Media Spotlight with your host, Joe Neal.
Well, I have sinned and fallen short of the glory of the Lord, and I don't deserve what He offers. Forgiveness for sinners, but here, oh, I stand. I've been made a new man, and on His word I rest my case. He has saved me by His grace. Yep. So does that mean that I should sin? That grace abounds, oh God, forbid. For this life I live, it is not mine, no. I am dead, but Christ is alive, yeah. And here, oh, I stand. I've been made a new man, and on His word I rest my case. He has saved me by His grace. Yep. And I have found I'm no better than another sinful man. I have seen that by my strength I could never, ever win. So I've placed all my hope on the one who has prevailed over sin, over death, over hell. And here, oh, I stand. I've been made a new man, and on His word I rest my case. Yeah, He has saved me by His grace. Yeah, Jesus saved me by His grace. Yeah. Hi folks, my name is Nathaniel Chapman. That song was called I Rest My Case. That's going to be on my upcoming album called Testimony. It's due out later this year. Tonight I'm going to be sharing with you guys some songs from that album, from my last album as well, called Dear Sons and Daughters. And then I'm going to trickle in a few new ones that maybe you have or have not heard. So this next song is Creator of All Good. This was written after a brother in the Lord said a prayer and opened it up by saying, Creator of all good. And at that point, this song started coming to my mind, and about 10 minutes after his prayer, it was completed. It's called Creator of All Good. Creator of all good, the one whose hand I hold, you're the lover of my soul. You're the one who made me whole. You're the Savior of the world. You're the holy living Word. And I just can't go alone on my own. I just fall down and I cry, oh Lord, hold me close. could e'er declare the arm of strength you bear. You give strength to the weak, and you set the captives free. You gave me wings like eagles to soar, strength in my legs to run. Oh Lord, hold me close till you come. Leader of the band, forever you will stand. No music I could write could tell of all your might, all-consuming fire. You are my desire. You gave me grace, salvation, and hope. You gave me patience to wait. You gave me wings like eagles to soar, strength in my legs to run. And I just can't go alone on my own. I just fall down and I cry. Oh Lord, hold me close, hold me tight. Creator of all good, the one whose hand I hold. You're the lover of my soul. You're the one who made me whole. You're the Savior of the world. You're the holy living Word. Oh, Creator of all good. Well, as I said, that song was written pretty quick. And that happens sometimes when I'm writing my songs. Sometimes I just get inspired by something and boom, the song is written really fast. And other times it's not so fast. And I was once at a summer camp, and I was leading some teenage boys, and they asked me about my songwriting process and asked me if I ever deal with writer's block. And this is probably the funniest song I've ever written to answer their question. Well, I ate the dictionary, which I instantly regret, 'cause the words are building pressure in the cavern of my head. Oh, I wish I had the words to release the pressure. Yeah, I wish I had the words to release the pressure, 'cause I'm constipated with words, and it really, really hurts. I'm pushing from the inside, trying to get it out, trying to write a song, but I don't know what about, 'cause I'm constipated with words. Well, I'm standing in the shower, trying to find the words. I've been sitting on the toilet for over 1 hour. Oh, I wish I had the words to release the pressure. Yeah, I wish I had the words to release the pressure, 'cause I'm constipated with words. And it really, really hurts when I'm pushing from the inside, just trying to get it out, trying to write a song, but I don't know what about, 'cause I'm constipated with words. Yeah, this is what it's like when I try to write a song, but there's no laxative, so I'm pushing all day long, 'cause I'm constipated with words, and it really, really hurts. I'm pushing from the inside, trying to get it out, trying to write a song, but I don't know what about, 'cause I'm constipated with words. Yes, I'm constipated with words. I'm constipated with words. Yeah, it's just a silly song of mine. That one goes out to Red. It's one of the few requested songs for the evening. Well, this next song I'm going to share with you, this is also on my upcoming album, and it's called Endure the Rain. And as someone who's from the Pacific Northwest, I've endured a lot of literal rain. But sometimes in life we go through valleys and there's hardships that we have to endure. But if the literal rain reminds us of anything, it's that after the rain there's a rainbow. I've seen pain and victory, and I've seen struggles, and I've seen peace, and I've seen joy in hopeless times, and I've heard the songs, though they may not rhyme. They raise up a call that the Lord is nigh. I'll put up with the rain, see the rainbow. I'll endure the pain, knowing He won't let go. For the promise He made is after this world and its ways, I will stand in His presence, saved by His grace. For now I'll bless His name as I endure the rain. Oh, I've loved sin and I felt shame, but Christ loved me, so now I found grace. And through every war on the battlefield, I'll live by the faith, He's my battle shield. And all of my fears to the Lord I will yield. I'll put up with the rain, see the rainbow, yeah. I'll endure the pain, knowing He won't let go. For the promise He made is after this world and its ways, I will stand in His presence, saved by His grace. For now I'll bless His name. So let it fall, let it crash, oh, by His strength, oh, I will last. And let it storm, oh, let it hail, for my Savior, He does not fail. Yeah, let it fall, oh, let it crash, oh, by His strength, oh, I will last. Yeah, let it storm, oh, let it hail, for my Savior, He does not fail. I'll put up with the rain to see the rainbow, yeah. I'll endure the pain, knowing He won't let go. For the promise He made is after this world and its ways, I will stand in His presence, saved by His grace. I'll put up with the rain, see the rainbow, oh. I'll endure the pain, knowing He won't let go. Yeah, for the promise He made is after this world and its ways. I will stand in his presence, saved by his grace. From now I'll bless his name as I endure the rain. As I endure the rain, I will endure the rain. I will endure the rain. I will endure the rain.
It is Night of Hope 46 Live. We are coming to you from TC Media Studios at HD Studio A. You just heard an opening 4-song set from my guest at this time, Nathaniel Chapman. Nathaniel, it's great to have you with us here again, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out here tonight. Obviously, a night featuring 4 or 5 different artists from the Northwest is coming in May. Kind of, it was originally supposed to be tonight. We had some scheduling difficulties and all that, but Nathaniel has graciously came down and blessing us with your music. So talk about some of the songs that you were Dave, you featured some songs from the new album. How is the new album progressing? Is it pretty much all recorded now? Still have some stuff to do on it. Where are we at with the new album as it stands now?
Well, actually, I got a little update yesterday from the studio that they were doing a little fine tuning on some of the drum recording. The drummer had to come back in and do a little fine tuning, fixing up a few little areas. But other than that, at this point, it's just kind of fine tuning. They're doing some more background vocals, I believe. Some of you guys know Dustin Rose.
Yes.
He's actually going in there to do some background vocals on it too. So that's really cool to have him on the album. But yeah, they're just we're kind of doing a lot of the fine tuning, adding little things to it and stuff, and hopefully it'll be out not too far down the road.
And Nathaniel Chapman, of course, will be our guest this coming week. We had a little bit of a delay with our podcast, but he will be our guest this coming week on our Savior and Savior podcast. You can listen to it on our 3 radio stations as featured, and then next week it will be available on all the podcast sites: Pandora, Spotify, the Odyssey app, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. And so you get to hear more in-depth conversation. Nathaniel will be with us all hour on the radio and podcast for that. One of the things I don't think we got into during the podcast, but I'll ask you now, is when it comes to the new album, how would you say this is? Is it more of the same with what we've been hearing sound-wise from like your last album, or has it evolved sonically to something different or to a next level? How would you say this new album is shaping up compared to some of the releases you put out in the past, would you say?
Yeah, I think this one, honestly, I'm really excited for this project just because the songs are a lot more personal, I think, to me than the previous album was, the previous 2 albums. But especially compared to the last album. The last album was far more like letters to the church in a way. And this song is more me kind of telling my personal story, my personal walk, both the ups and downs and the struggles. And a lot of these songs came out of that. And so for me, I think this album really is more personal to me. In terms of style-wise, you'll hear some similar stuff. There's going to be some other things that are very different and unique compared to the last album. If you've heard the single Tears in My Eyes, which we released ahead of time, that one has a rap in it, which is very not, Nathaniel Chapman style, but it really added to the song in a way that I was really excited and happy for. And having Austin put his vocals in there for that rap was really special. But we've got other songs. We've got a song on there called Sometimes, which is just kind of a very happy kind of whistle. It's got some whistling in it, which I've never done for a song of mine before. So it's going to have its own flair in some of the songs. And then it's going to have some that are very, just very calm and piano and violin and just really touching, I guess you might say.
Trying some new stuff creatively, but at the same time, this album is a little bit more introspective
for
for you, and a little bit more just life experiences based on some of the testimony that you've gone through in the last year or two since the last album was created. Talk about the folks that you're recording with, Dustin included over down there. I think you're down at Bent Beat Studios, I do believe, down in Portland area. Tell about your experience down there and how it's been recording this whole thing.
Oh, it's been great. We had the same keyboardist, Dwayne, from my last album, came in, did it again. I told Dave from Bent Beat, I said, I want Dwayne. I really liked the way he approached the songs. His talent is phenomenal on the keys, and so we've got Dwayne on this album again. Just a fun collaborator as we're going over the songs and the direction and stuff. He just had a lot of great creative ideas thrown out there. But we've got Kelly Trout, she is the producer on the album, who is just amazing, phenomenal. My first time meeting her was on this album, and now she's like just a sweet, wonderful sister. Like I love Kelly so much. We've got Austin on electric again, like we did on the last album. And like I said, he's the one who's doing the rap. And then we've got Kelly's husband, Randy, doing the drums. Randy's awesome. Super stoked that he's on the album. Just phenomenal folks that we've got in here. And we've got a few others that came in and added, violin and other instruments and stuff. And there's something special, when you go in. I've told people this before, that my songs are they're like a baby that I've got, but it doesn't have any clothes on it. So when I go to the studio, it's like me going, okay, guys, dress it. What kind of clothes should we put on this baby? And I give some freedom and liberty there with that. I've got maybe some ideas in my head as to how I want the song to sound and maybe the direction, but as we go about it, it's really fun to just open up and be like, let's collaborate and let's get creative together. What's going to be the best way to make these lyrics pop and make it easy for the
part of that collaboration is you may see the song tweaked in several different ways that you may not have drawn up or seen it before, that maybe somebody else brought to the table, or maybe it takes a slightly different shape than what it was when you first kind of envisioned it. But the collaborative effort, in a lot of ways, helps push the music forward and helps take it to new levels, getting different creative eyes and ears on
For
the thing.
sure. Even I'll give an example, Creator of All Good that I sang tonight. That song has about 2/3 of the way in, there's a minor drop that goes in. And that wasn't initially in the song. And when I went to the recording studio, we started going through it, and they said, what if we turned one of the verses into more like a bridge? And I was like, okay, I've never really tried that. It was just very kind of like verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, da-da, and done. And so Dwayne on the keys goes, how about this? And he hits a minor, he goes, what can you do with that? And I was like, okay. And I just took it away off that minor, and we just took that third verse and turned it into almost its own unique little bridge, and that just gave the song an extra little extra little flair in that song to kind of enhance that part. And I really loved that. Again, that's why I told Dave, I was like, we got to have Dwayne again. He's got some good ideas, and I really like how he thinks. So, yeah.
Nathaniel Chapman is with us this hour. Night of Hope 46 live. We do these Night of Hopes for sharing hope through worship. Our 47th and 48th one coming in May. And we've got 2 live episodes of Night of Hope in the month of June for 49 and our 50th edition. We're partnering with Red's Room once again. We're here with Nathaniel Chapman this hour. Gracious enough to join us here in studio. This is a very sound stage where we began 17 years ago, and we're glad to be still doing things here from this sound stage. Now, tell us a little bit about what you got coming up here in the next couple of months. I know we mentioned off camera in June, you've got a festival you're performing at for those who live in and around this area. In Ocean Shores. You're going to be doing a festival out there. Tell us some of the different things you've got coming up over the next couple months here.
Yeah, so actually next Friday I will be in Edgewood, Washington. I'll be playing at North Hill Cafe. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a nice opportunity to just, again, share some of the songs you heard tonight. And I'm going to give a little bit of some testimony of, just like I had mentioned prior, losing my grandpa this year has been quite the grieving emotional valley for me to walk through, and so I'm going to kind of share some of that too. They've asked me to open up about that if I'm willing to, and so I've got that coming up next Friday, and then in June I've got a big music festival they're doing for the first time down in Ocean Shores. I know the pastor and the church who's putting it on, and they asked me to be a part of it, and I think it's going to be a good 4 or 5 hours of music, I think is what they're shooting for. So it's going to be a number of musicians and singers coming down and sharing their music. So I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Of course, we've ran Night of Hope Live. It's one of our rotational venues over at North Hill Cafe. So if you want to definitely join in next Friday night, usually showtime starts around 7 o'clock up there in Edgewood near the Fife area, North Hill Cafe. Go check it out next Friday night. You'll hear Nathaniel there once again sharing his music. How would you say, and condolences, by the way, continued prayers to you and your family for some of the stuff and the grief that your family has had take place over the last several months to a year. So continued prayers for you guys on that. How would you say your music has just continued to evolve over the last little bit, and where do you see it potentially going in the future? You know, you obviously you're working on more songs. You know, got some songs still in the pipeline. You know, ready for the next one. Where's the evolution of your music sits as it currently stands right now?
Yeah. So the next project that I've had, it's been on the back of my mind for a while now, but I've just had so many other songs I want to get out there. The next project is actually going to be one where I might take a bit more of a backseat to it. It's a bunch of songs that are story songs that I wrote from about the gospel, from the birth to the resurrection of Jesus, but they're sung from the perspective of the person meeting Jesus. So like the adulterous woman or the blind man, Bartimaeus, or Zacchaeus, or the disciples getting called. It's from their perspective of what it was like. And so that album is something I would love to do at some point, but I want to take somewhat of a back seat and collaborate with others and kind of let different singers that I've met over the years take on a song and kind of give it their flair, their voice. Yeah. Telling the overall story, but them kind of taking on the character and the person. So that one's going to be a lot of work. That one's going to take probably a lot of time. That's what the studio has informed me, that when you collaborate to that scale with a lot of people, it can take some time and some work, but it's something I'm excited to make happen at some point moving forward.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
As we mentioned before, if you've heard Nathaniel on our programs at any point in time, you well know, and it's well documented, that some of your influences include some of the great singer-songwriters of our time. We were talking about, the Keith Greens.
Yeah.
We talked about the Rich Mullinses.
Yeah.
Voices like that. Is that the mold sort of with which you want to emulate with your music? Is just an acoustic singer-songwriter, rich lyrical content with your songs? Is that the mold you want to try to follow in, if you will, and some of the greats that you've listened to?
Yeah, I think early on in my songwriting I was pretty young and didn't exactly know how to express or put to a song, to lyric, what I was trying to say. And I remember early on feeling like, oh man, my lyrics just feel so basic. They don't feel like they're really like saying what I'm trying to say, and they just don't sound that great. And I remember just really praying that the Lord would give me lyrics that expressed what I'm trying to say better and in a deeper fashion. And I hope that they do. I'm not saying that I'm there yet, but I sure hope that they do. But yeah, guys like Keith Green, Rich Mullins, from the storytelling side, guys like Don Francisco, where these songs are so well worded and so rich that they just draw you in. Keith Green, it was like a sermon. You had Rich Mullins, where it's very poetic, in how he would write his songs. And you got guys like Don Francisco, where it's such a well laid out storytelling in his songs, that the music is great, but you hear the lyrics so well. It's not like the music's getting buried by the lyrics. It's just the lyrics are here and the music just amplifies whatever they're trying to say. And that's always been my goal, is lyrics first, and what's the best melody song style that is going to make those lyrics pop.
Yeah.
So yeah,
music complements the message.
Sure does.
Yes, indeed. Nathaniel Chapman is here with us. Tell us where we can continue to connect up with you and find out more about your music, updates on the release of the new project, everything like that. Where are some of the best places we can continue to connect up?
Yeah, so you can find out everything on my website, nathanielchapmanmusic.com. You can also find me on YouTube. You can find all my music on most of the streaming services: Spotify, Amazon, I believe Google, all the streaming services. Even my Amazon Alexa, my daughter will be like, "Play Daddy music," which we have to interpret for her. Play Nathaniel Chapman music, and it'll start playing it. I didn't realize it would do that, but and so you can just ask her Alexa too, and she'll start playing some of my music. And then if you happen to be a gamer as well, my music is tied on Spotify to the Fallout soundtrack, which is wild. And so when I track my music, I get streams all over the world from gamers, which is pretty cool. But thank you to Fallout for all those views, because there's someone on their soundtrack with the same name, and Spotify just slapped our music together on Spotify.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild.
The numbers of Spotify are pretty darn decent then.
Yeah, oh, they're pretty. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty decent.
Dang.
I think this last month I had just as many streams in Brazil as I did in the U.S., which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so you can find it all on there. We're trying to. I recently had my Facebook account hacked, well, months back, and so I'm trying to still get access back to my Facebook music page. You can still get on it, you can still find it, but I have no access, so you won't see anything new posted on that quite yet. But yeah, we're out there. But you'll find everything that you need to, especially about the new album. That'll all be on my website. And you can also go to Bent Beats website as well and find out more about me and about all their artists that they've got on there. They got some amazing artists that they've had come through their doors. So.
Yeah. Nathaniel Chapman, everybody. If you're watching us on TC Media Channel 22 on the Xfinity Comcast cable system here in Thurston County, or whether you're watching us online on TC Media's website or on our socials on Facebook or YouTube, or in some cases we might even stream to Twitch as well. Wherever you are watching us, thank you for tuning in to our program here today. It's Night of Hope 46. Nathaniel Chapman is here with us, and as mentioned, next week, of course, this is show number 1196, and we feature all of our episodes from socials and television together. We have 4 episodes away from 1200. We'll be hitting that on our Facebook Hangout shows probably a week from Sunday, so tune in to that for the grand 1200th show. And next week, of course, on the radio network on Live 365, live365.com or the app. On our radio network, you'll hear our brand new podcast, our weekly podcast, and you'll hear an hour conversation with Nathaniel Chapman. You get to know him and his music a little bit deeper. We'll run through some of our fun segments, such as This or That and Fun Fast Facts. So we'll have that for you next week. Look for it on the radio network and several of our stations that carry our program, including Angel 95 FM. And, of course, Notespire Radio and Christian Mix 106 as well. They'll carry the podcast in its normal time slots as well. Nathaniel will be taking the stage once again to perform another 4-song set of music. We'll let him take it away. It's right here on Night of Hope Live, Night of Hope 46.
Well, this next song I'm going to share with you guys, this one's very dear to me. It's going to be on my next album, like I said, that's coming out later this year, called Testimony. This song is called Teach My Emotions. And this past year has been, this year actually, kick-started with just a major loss in my life. I had to say goodbye to my grandpa in January. And it's been difficult to get through, and the grief has been something I've never experienced, at least to this extent. And ironically, I'm releasing this song this year as well. That was not planned or expected, but as I've been going through dealing with this grief of my grandpa's passing, this song has been speaking to me a lot. And so this song is called Teach My Emotions. Teach me how to cry, and teach me how to mourn. Teach me how to weep when you do, Lord. 'Cause so many times my flesh inside controls my emotions and it blinds my eyes, so I can't see what you're doing in me. Open my eyes to see and teach me how to laugh. Teach me how to joy in you. Teach me how to smile when you want me to. 'Cause so many times my laughter I waste on things of this world that get in my way. But I know that I should not joy in sin, but joy in my salvation. Teach me how to act. Teach me how to stand. Teach me how to place all of me in your mighty hand. So teach my emotions, renew my mind. So in each situation I'll turn my eyes to focus on you and all that you feel. Lord, make my emotions real. 'Cause so many times my flesh inside controls my emotions and it blinds my eyes, so I can't see what you're doing in me. Open my eyes to see, and teach me how to cry. Teach me how to mourn. Teach me how to weep when you do, Lord. Oh, the way that you do, Lord. To go along with that song, this next one was actually requested, and I thought it was fitting that it would follow that song. This was on my last album called Dear Sons and Daughters, and if you've seen it or heard it before, you've heard it with the beautiful piano playing from Damien of He and I. But tonight it's just going to be me and the guitar. It's called In Your Brokenness. When you are broken, in soul and spirit, in mind, let me do my work. It's time to step aside and let me be your life. My strength is perfect in your weakness, so do not mourn your brokenness. I am the Lord, and I'm working out the best. Do not mourn in your brokenness. You may not understand all my words, my works, and my plans. They may seem dreadful, and at times they may seem crazy, but my child, trust me. My strength is perfect in your weakness, so do not mourn your brokenness. I am the Lord, and I'm working out the best. Do not mourn in your brokenness. When you are broken, when you are weak, it is time my face for you to seek. 'Cause a broken spirit a heart contrite. Know this, my child, oh, I will not despise, 'cause you are precious in my eyes. A broken spirit, a heart contrite. Know this, my child, oh, I will not despise, no, 'cause you are precious in my eyes. And my strength is perfect in your weakness, so rejoice in your brokenness. I am the Lord, and I'm working out the best, so rejoice in your brokenness. I am the Lord, and I'm working out the best, so rejoice in your brokenness. So rejoice in your brokenness, my child, rejoice in your brokenness. Yeah. It is an amazing promise that the Lord is there in our brokenness, and that in that brokenness He offers us His strength. I was recently in a little Bible study. I'm still going through it with some friends of mine. One of our last studies, we went through the first chapter of Psalms, and I've read that chapter many times, but for the first time I got to the part where it talks about being a tree that's planted by living waters and that bears fruit in its season. And that stood out to me. You know, it doesn't say that the tree is always bearing fruit. That's not how a fruit tree works. It says that it's bearing it in its season. What happens when it's not bearing fruit? Well, that's when it's being pruned, so that way it can bear more fruit. And that's how it is for us sometimes. In order for us to bear fruit, we also need the Lord to prune us. Don't be impatient if you're not bearing fruit when you think you should be. Maybe that's the time that you're being pruned. Just a little piece of encouragement for you. This next song is called New Creature, and it's going to be on my new album. The fire in his eyes showed the coldness of my pride, and the wisdom of his words showed the foolishness I'd learned. Now here I stand, I'm a new creature, yeah. The stone has been rolled away, and my life lies beyond the grave. To the hands of the Master my heart will run after, and I am forever safe. Yeah. In the weakness of my strength, he shows the height and length. Oh, the depth and the width of a love that knows no end. Now here I stand, I'm a new creature. Yeah. The stone has been rolled away, and my life lies beyond the grave. To the hands of the Master my heart will run after, and I am forever safe. an outcast. I was lost under the wrath, but now I am made free, 'cause Jesus, He ransomed me. Oh, now I am made free, 'cause my Jesus, He ransomed me. Now here I stand. The stone has been rolled away, and my life lies beyond the grave. To the hands of the Master my heart will run after, and I am forever safe. To the hands of the Master my heart will run after, and I am forever safe. Yeah. Well, to close out the evening with songs, I'm going to share with you guys a new one. This is one I wrote not too long ago, and it was after seeing a video of a preacher who said that he could take everything that he loves and he could put it on a scale and put Jesus on the other side of that scale, and no matter what, Jesus is going to outweigh it all. And I thought, ooh, that's got to be a song. So this song is called He Outweighs It All. If I put all I loved on a scale, every good thing that I can recall, and then I put Christ on the other side, He outweighs it all. He outweighs it all. There's no light as bright as He, for my goodness must concede to the righteousness He brings. For no matter the good things that I think I've done, He outweighs it all. I could take every mountain, every star, every man, woman, child, near and far, every creature, both great and small, but He outweighs it all. Yeah, He outweighs it all. There's no light as bright as He, for my goodness must concede to the righteousness He brings. For no matter the good things that I think I've done, He outweighs it all. So if you wonder how one man hung on a tree could bring salvation from sin, set us free, despite all the wickedness deep in our hearts, 'cause He outweighs it all. Yeah, He outweighs it all. There's no light as bright as He, for our goodness must concede to the righteousness He brings. For no matter the good things that we think we've done, He outweighs it all. Yeah, no matter the good things that we think we've done, He outweighs it all. Thank you for listening.
And that will do it, everybody, here tonight from the studios of Thurston Community Media. I'd like to thank once again our great guest who has joined us for a wonderful melodic 8-song set, Nathaniel Chapman. Nathaniel, thanks for coming down. Really appreciate you joining us and tuning in. Thank you for just blessing us with your just tremendous music. We wish you all the best, of course, in this brand new project. Of course, if this probably won't be the last time you'll be on our program, hopefully he'll be able to join us, everything willing, if the date works out in May. We'll look forward to definitely meet up again in the future. Once again, Northville Cafe next week. If you're watching this here as we're taping the same week, Northville Cafe this coming Friday night. Make sure you go out 7 o'clock start time in Edgewood, Washington, North Hill Adventist Church, North Hill Cafe. Go out there and be treated to, if you like what you hear, you got more where that came from this coming Friday at North Hill Cafe, and look for him in June, of course, in Ocean Shores, and go visit his website, stream his music. Whether you're a Fallout gamer or not, you can check his music out on the Spotify and other services. All right, Nathaniel, thank you so much, man, for joining us. Really appreciate all your support over the years. Keep doing what you're doing here in the Northwest.
Same to
you're
you,
lighting
Joe.
up good, man. Nathaniel Chapman here with us. For all of us here, we will see you on the socials. Continue following up with us. Facebook.com/Christian Media Spotlight or YouTube.com/Christ Music Spotlight. Also tune into our brand new Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Christian Media Spotlight as well. All one word. You can find us on there. We'll stream some select shows over to there as well. Also, follow on this channel as well as several other channels throughout the country. You can follow us on here and along with the regular weekly time slots on TC Media Channel 22 or on their website at tcmedia.org. You can live stream along there as our shows are airing in their regular time slots. And of course, look for us on the radio network, Uplifting Variety 24/7 in addition to our socials. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been Night of Hope 46. Countdown is on to show 1200 and Night of Hope 47. Look for that date. Early May as we are sharing hope to worship one more time. Thanks for joining us alongside Nathaniel Chapman. Joe Neal reminding you to love each other tonight. Take care. We will see you back here next time on an all-new edition of Christian Media Spotlight. Thanks for joining us. Take care.